Come help me plan. Come help me think. So, we have one of our latest additions to the shop. It also happens to be very large. This is our new Edgebander. Instead of using an iron and a little hand tool to trim it off, this will glue it on and do all the trimming for us. But being it's so large... Stop! Sorry! Being it's so large and we need to run long things on it sometimes, we need to have it out far enough that we can run long boards on it without interfering with the blanket box over there and whatever else. But we don't want it out here all the time, so we're going to put it on wheels so it can roll back tight to the wall when we're not using it. Reinforce the floor a bit to make sure it doesn't fall through the floor, because this thing's like 3,000 pounds or something. Also, it is not very wide, as you can see. It may be a little top heavy, so we don't want it way up in the air on our wheels. So we're going to make some brackets. We'll have our wheel out here, bracket here, down through the pocket, and then jog up on the other side for the other wheel. That way, hopefully it doesn't tip over and kill anybody, and we can roll it out of our way. So I have our wheel, and jog down through the pocket, and on the other side, we're gonna have the wheel, and then this piece here, and then we'll put some spacers in here, and then a long bolt through the whole works, so that we can remove this part and get it in and out of the pocket. But this is 2-inch tube here, and this is a 2-inch tube here, plus whatever spacer we need. We're gonna need a lot more than a 4-inch bolt. So I don't know what we're gonna do with all those 3/8 4-inch bolts. 3/8 seems a little light anyway. Ain't that like enough 3/8 bolts to bolt the world together or something? So there's our pieces cut. We'll get them welded up, all square and purty, hopefully. And we'll figure out what we need for some spacers to weld on the other end for our other wheel. Well, it might not be the prettiest welds I've ever made, but considering the gap that had to be closed, I guess it'll have to do. They match up pretty well, pretty fair. So it's time for lunch. We'll go get some lunch and get welding up the other half of the bracket. So we've got our wheel, we've got our bracket. Do a little test, make sure we're right on our height before we weld the wheel on. Oh dear. Something went wrong. Yeah, that's supposed to not be like that. Well, what's the best solution at this point? Well, I could have tested this when I had built one, but oh no, I built both of them, and now they're wrong. That's sitting about level. And we still got like 3/8 of an inch gap there. So, we could shim, put something under here. We could shim and put something under here, or we could cut all this apart and re-weld it, which doesn't sound like that much fun. I'm gonna scratch my head for a little bit and think. So, threw a piece of 3/4 under there. Now we've got it blocked up on that end to where it's about level. Got the feet off the ground, just barely, which is great. And I don't think it's gonna hurt anything to have that strip in there. So, rather than cut it all apart and redo it, I think I can live with that. So, we'll weld the wheels on and get after making the other brackets. We got our wheel tacked on, and we'll weld her up. I mean, I'd only have to do the telescopy little doodaddy thing on this end.
What are we talking about? What's the issue here?
We need to put a wheel there. And the door needs to open, I think.
We need a wheel here. You just take your 1 3/4 and lay it on here and weld it into there.
So if we run this way, weld it on here and bolt it through here, and a piece of flat strap here.
But if you took some of the tube and cut it in half, this could be a channel instead of a flat strap. I'll give it more strength.
6.5. So, got that leg made up. Now we're making the wheel for the opposite side, and we're just welding it straight on the end, and then a piece of tube will slide inside of there on that side, and then slide inside of there on the other side. And I wish I had a good explanation for why we welded that one on the end and why we, made that whole jog thing. But I don't. I just hadn't thought of welding it on the end until Dad said something about it. So that is what it is. And we'll have a fancy jog on the front and not in the back. It'll be fine. So got this one all marked out. Get it welded on. There she is. Yes.
You're supposed to talk about it now.
I figured you could talk about it.
You done built it.
I want to talk about it with all the people around.
Well, there it is. Beezer got it all rigged up there. Got wheels. We got to stop so it doesn't run into the wall. So this way we can roll it out when we want to use it. And then when we get done running our boards and push it back so it's out of the way.